Morning folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 4th, 2025. I'm out in the wood yard out here. From there we used to have logs, trees piled up all over there. Last summer I was able to get the logs consolidated over there and up off the ground. This is the area where we do the wood splitting as well and store our cages, all of that sort of thing. And so today and it's another beautiful day here in central New York. Very rainy. It's light rain right now, so that's not too bad. And so yesterday I posted a video talking about how I had to take some of the rumble wall blocks apart. So here's some of the rumble wall, the salvaged material from when the when the drug addict ran off the road and piled through our entranceway system here. The adhesive that I used at this time was a Loctite, really sturdy adhesive for holding these blocks together. Really holds it together beautifully. So what I'm doing today is using a mason's chisel and separating them and finding good ones. A lot of them are broken, of course, but piling them up on the pallet there. And later on I got to clean them off as well, but the first job is getting them separated and getting over 64 of them so that I can use these as underlying blocks to support the shipping containers once they get delivered. So we are getting 4 shipping containers. This week looks really bad as far as rain and all goes, and I don't want any vehicles getting stuck. The pad itself is fine, but getting to the pad, getting the shipping containers back onto the pad could be a hassle when the ground is saturated like it is right now. And we've got a couple more days of rain coming. Well, this whole week looks like we're going to get rain until I think Friday. So we'll see how things work out. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and use my hammer and chisel and start separating more of these blocks, and hopefully I can get enough of them. Then we'll pressure wash them and remove whatever adhesive is still left. Right now I'm just piling up the adhesive over here as I'm peeling some of it off, but all these got to be stripped down to the point where it's minimal amounts of adhesive still stuck in it. This Loctite adhesive, or I think this one was Loctite, it gets right into the pores of the concrete of both ones, and boy, I'll tell you, it does a really good job of holding everything. So I'm going to get started now.
Rain's coming down, sky's weeping gray. Pulled on my boots, gonna work anyway. Old forest trail, soaked to the bone, chasing the past where the moss has grown. There's a wall I built with my hands and sweat. Years gone by, I ain't torn it yet. Someone crashed through with no looking back. Now the pieces lie silent, cold in a stack. Rain on the rumble wall, stone by stone. I break it apart where the wild has grown. Masonry tools and a will that don't quit. Finding the blocks, reclaiming the grit. These hands still remember, this heart still knows. You build what you need when the next season shows. Drip off the brim of my old chip in the block tells me where I'm at. Hauling them out through the thicket and fern for the steel that's coming when the containers turn. The concrete ain't pretty, but it's strong and true, like the lessons you learn when life breaks through. Not every crash is the end of the line. Sometimes it clears out a purpose you find. There's peace in the pounding, quiet in the rain, turning broken work into purpose again. Old wall may be scattered, but I still believe what's built with resolve is built to retreat. Yeah, rain on the rumble wall, soul to stone. I carry the weight, but I don't walk alone. Each block I say is a story retold of sweat and time and hands grown bold. So when the steel rolls in, they'll rest on pride, built on the past I refuse to hide. Yeah, rain on the rumble wall, hear that sound. That's the heart of a builder standing his ground.
Out where the blacktop turns to dust and the only traffic's the turkeys and rust, we carved out a life from brush and stone, planted some trees, made this place our own. Pond in the back where the herons land, deer in the thicket, no need to plan. It's slow, it's real, it's sweat and grace. Heaven ain't far from this little place. This is more than land, it's a way of life where you learn to thrive with your hands and a knife. Grow your own food, raise your own kin, let the wild roll out where the fence line ends. Takes grit, takes heart, takes day and night, but it's worth every bruise, every early light. Not for the faint, but for those who believe in a paradise planet built from the soil beneath. Tomatoes and rows, bees hum in the field. Canning in August, every jar sealed. Rain fills the barrel, sun fuels the greens. Life's measured in seasons, not a machine. The kids run free under big blue skies, learning from dirt, not tablets and lies. They see what it means to sow and to reap, lessons that are root down mighty and deep. This is more than land, it's a way of life where you learn to thrive with your hands and a knife. Grow your own food, raise your own kin, let the wild roll out where the fence line ends. Takes grit, takes heart, takes day and night, but it's worth every bruise, every early light. Not for the faint, but for those who believe in a paradise planet built from the soil beneath. Neighbors a few, but they show up strong when the wind blows hard or the chores run long. There's no quick fix, no easy street, just a life well lived, callous and sweet. Yeah, this is the life that we chose to defend through frost and fire, again and again. Grow your own food, teach your own young, let your soul be shaped by what's earned. Now one, it takes all you got and it gives you more. A legacy built behind every door. It ain't for all, but it's heaven to me. This homestead life, wild and free. So we rise with the sun and rest with the stars, living the dream that's real, not far in the heart of the land. We plan and believe in a future that grows from the life we weave.
So I was able to get these blocks pretty cleaned off and got a lot of the adhesive off them. I used a pressure washer besides the chisel initially to get them. So I've got 70 blocks here. I think it'll take 4 for each corner of each shipping container, and so that'll take 16 per shipping container, 64 for all of them. And then like this corner will be lower, so I'll have to put a couple blocks, you know, depending on everything to get them as close to level. So pressure washer worked here, that was great. Things are really muddy here. Got soaking wet doing that first job. Had lunch. Gonna go ahead and see if I can dig up some of the primocane heritage red raspberries plants that are shooting up now. Try to save some of those. And boy, I'll tell you, it is just so muddy. This is going to delay the shipping container sections because this is the area that the water runs down here alongside of here, and they're going to have to drive across this area, and this needs to solidify some more. But we need the rain to stop. And it's a light rain right now. It's been a light rain for a few hours, but it's just slippery. And to top things off, I like my short spade shovel to do a job in the garden like this, digging up the raspberry plants. The plants still need to be pruned, as well as all the other plants out there and all. But somehow I've been preoccupied with other jobs, and one of the hassles is I have to check every building to see where I put my short spade. So I just grabbed a long spade out of the sugar shack, and I'll tell you, it's frustrating trying to find things. It was hard trying to find my tools before the building collapse. Now it's 10x that. And did I mention how nice a day it is here today in central New York? There's a reason for that. So I'm going to see if I can find the other shovel, then go over into the eastern garden plot. Wish me luck. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to locate my nice small spade. So I have my long-handled spades, which are used for other jobs. But let's take a look. So these are the blueberry plants here. Nothing's been pruned yet. This is terrible. But my job right now is to try and pick up a lot of these red raspberry plants that are going off of the center line. Get these ones out of here. You can see they're actually working their way up to the blueberries over here. And of course we got 2 rows of them here. But that will help some. Then, I mean, really all of these, this should have been pruned. These ones here that are already, so these are the floricanes. So the primocanes were the first season's growth, like these ones right here. And they will produce berries around June. And then the primocanes that came up last year, like this one here, and it needs to be strung up here. That'll produce a lot of fruit this fall. So yeah, so there's quite a few plants here. You could weed whack them and all, but the roots will keep going out laterally and all. So if you want to confine them, and if you put them not in on a raised bed like we have, and you're putting them in a garden place there, you can just leave enough of a path for a small mower to go by, and that'll keep them down and just keep the ones in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and get started now and see if I can get some of these up.
Out in the morning dew with the sun hanging low, we walk the rows where the red raspberries grow, planted with care from root to cane. They come back each year like summer rain. We grow them for the sweetness, the joy that they bring, for smoothies at sunrise and the pies in the spring, for hands that get
that feel whole. These raspberries feed more than just the soul. Heritage strong, old as the land, passed down with love and a weathered hand. No sprays, no fuss, just compost and sun. They thrive in the soil where our work is done. We grow them for the memories, for children who run, with baskets half full and a belly full of fun. For the freezer in fall and that midwinter glow, we savor the gifts from our raspberry row. Through thorns and canes we prune and bend, knowing each harvest is time well spent. They teach us patience, they teach us grace, and bring a wild sweetness to this quiet place. We eat them fresh, still warm from the sun, or stir them in yogurt when the chores are done. Every bite's a blessing, every plant a song, in our homestead rhythm where the roots grow strong. We grow them for the love, for the life that we choose, for the simple delights we refuse to lose. On this patch of earth we've planted our prose, and the story's still told in our raspberry rows. We grow them for the memories, for children who run, with baskets half full and a belly full of fun. For the freezer in fall and that midwinter glow, we savor the gifts from our raspberry rows. We savor the gifts from our raspberry rows.
Well, I cleared most of this row here. Boy, there's a lot of pruning that's got to be done. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get the pruning done in this small section here. So these are the Heritage Red Raspberry Primocane shoots that came up that were not in the location that I want them in. Some were actually encroaching on the blueberry patch over here. Now these have got to be pruned back pretty heavily. And we've got some honey locusts here that are coming up. A whole bunch of honey locusts. And we do love those seeds, those plants as well. So I have two more rows. This one ends up being a double-sided row. But we'll see how Thea feels after I show her this. These plants here. A lot of these we could sell real inexpensive as bare root plants, but it's so hard to find people around here. We don't have, especially with our shop being really closed down now, it's hard to find people that would want those. But we can pot them up and all. But raspberry plants aren't a big seller around here, unfortunately. They're fantastic. We have them in our smoothies. We have them fresh off the vine all the time as well. Last year I didn't take the time to come over here and pick them and just do it in between jobs that I'm doing. Sorry about sweating so bad right now, but it's so humid. So anyways, I was able to get a small green Gorilla cart full, and we'll see how Thea feels about this when she sees this tomorrow morning. She's in the office working this morning, and working this afternoon rather. And so I'll bring these over to the work area, and we'll see what Thea thinks. And so we have a whole bunch of honey locusts we could be digging up, and a whole bunch more of the red raspberries here as well. And still, once I prune this, it'll look pretty thin, but these two rows will produce plenty of red raspberries for us. But I'm always trying, and I did pull out some of the weeds, some of the dandelion and other weeds that were in there as well. Needs more weeding to be done. all of these beds should be weeded. But anyways, so that's it for today's video, folks. I hope you found some of it interesting, and excuse the sweating. And so we got some blocks ready for the shipping containers. I'm really happy about that. And we got a little bit of the heritage red raspberry plants ready here. All the garden beds need to be taken care of, but we do what we can. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your comments, appreciate the thumbs up. Stay safe and take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye now.